Hey guys, and we back with the Psy Tai podcast number 70, 74, 74, I think it is. Let me change the name on there right quick. Oh, I did change it. Chapter 74, Psy Tai podcast number 74. We here in California, in Northern California. Not really where all the riots are, so I'm in like a real observer mode. I'm able to see what's going on and analyze what's going on without having to actually like be forced to like feel that drive to participate in any kind of event, like even a second guess or question. So let's tie on all of this, man. But besides all of this, hopefully y'all having a wonderful morning, evening, night, midnight special, whatever time is coming at y'all. Enjoy this energy, take part in this atmosphere. Now we all in the same boat. We can start the conversation. Like the link to the Discord, I'm gonna put there. So if y'all want to jump in and talk, let your voice be heard at any point at any time. I mean, copy and bang. All right. Yeah, we could thank Facebook for throwing all this stuff in my face when I woke up. I was chilling. I'm still am chilling. But when I was watching it, I was just laughing and everything about what was going on, and I was like, wow, like let me put this in. I was like, wow, this is really like this is what's happening in reality that I'm in right now. It's about a lot of protests going on, a lot of unrest, a lot of different manipulations going around with emotions that's causing actions on all scales, and it's wild. It's wild and to see that it's happening. And but that's what's happening here. So if y'all want to tie on this, let's tie. It was cause in my hometown Philly, on my Earth Dimension hometown Philly, they had some riots going on. It started yesterday, and it was some lady I was watching on Facebook. She was going around with the camera down Chestnut Street and stuff, just filming what was going on, and it was wild because people was breaking the windows and everything, and everybody was going at it. But we can like, I don't even. I'm just saying what's happening. I'm just saying what's happening, and the police and everything was kicking people and running over people with horses at the same time, and it was just wow, awesome seeing the city stand up, like really stand up to what they do. I heard somebody told me they says Philly said no. My mom just told me this morning that Trump said Philly's a bunch of thugs. I said it always been a bunch of thugs in Philly. It always been like that. What's the difference? It always been impoverished situations going on and people not being heard and have a voice, and then coming up with ways to fend for themselves or to speak out, or just how it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. You seen the movies, you hear the songs, everybody dancing to hip hop, all generations, all colors, all creeds. Because everybody feel that vibe of not having what you not being heard and not and like being put down and stuff at the same time, and literally being killed. We cannot look past that. We cannot look past the killed part. It's Blue Bottle Bunny Farm. Hey, hey, hey. How's everything in your neck of the woods? Literally. I was tying on the riots and stuff that's going on all around the world. Because now it's picking up in London. London just started, they said some Black Lives protesters just popped up in um in the UK, not London, in the UK. So I was like, oh, so it's really traveling. I'm just posting this link in different places. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. Wait, why didn't I click everyone on this one? All right. Good to see you this morning. I'm about to go feed my rabbits. You do got a bunny farm. It's in your name. He said you could see the riots coming a mile away. Yeah, yeah. Just give an excuse, like give a reason, give a setup, and the people going to unleash. Like we've been sitting, a lot of people been sitting in the house. We've been sitting in the house watching things just occur on TV, having your life just switched around. Yo, King guys, what it do? Talking about the riots. They was in Philly. It started up in Philly, and I got a lot of homies. They was on their boards taking pictures, with the flames and stuff in the background. It was dope. It was scenic. It was very scenic. Like here go this not one of my homies. I gotta pick one up, but this is one of my. This is a picture that was on there. This was in Philly.
What up?
Hey, King guys.
Man, I'm glad to see you go live, nigga.
Yeah, I woke up to
Oh man.
this. I was like, good
Like,
times. People
I need my
emoting.
nigga Ty to come live. Yesterday we was on talking and chopping it up.
Uh
I was
huh.
like, man, I need to get Ty in here.
I don't even remember what I was doing. I was trying to remember why I
Hmm.
didn't see that notification or anything. I was like, I swear I was at the computer. I must have been outside or
You
something
know,
talking.
we tapped in now. What you up to? What's the politics? What we talking about?
Talking about the riots going around in Philly. And
Mm-hmm.
now it's popping
Mm-hmm.
up in the UK. Like, and people
Oh,
really just coming out.
oh yeah, it's going and it's going global, you know. My little city, they doing they protesting too. Uh Fucked around and fucked it up a little bit last night, but Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. I'm in Ohio, so Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, and Canton. They all doing one. And like you said, the UK, China, or Japan, one of them motherfuckers. They doing one.
Whoa.
Like it's necessary.
Whoa, I didn't know China was getting in the game. Japan. You know they
One of those,
conservative.
yeah, it's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's funny to me though, because if you watched any of my latest videos, I forget which one it was. I think it's the medical and the I forget some shit I titled that. Medical and economical attack on blacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look in that video, I show how China is fucking over black people. They're kicking them out. They're saying that they're the source. Black people are the source of the virus. They're kicking black people out of their homes, kicking them on onto the streets. And then what's happening is the ambulance is pulling up on them and making them take the vaccine.
God
So when
damn.
I hear that they're walking with in honor of Floyd,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a little bit funny to me. Like,
Yo.
how
Yeah, it
how are
is
you
funny,
doing that?
bro. It is.
And
And
then you're
what's
gonna
more
get the
funny?
people that say, well, it's not all of them. Chill out with that shit. Okay.
The universe confirms that, King guys. I just was looking
Mm-hmm.
up an article, and well, I was looking up trying to find the Asian country that was protested, and the first article that comes up is South Asia is the US most support Black Lives Matter, but first undo your own anti-blackness.
Yeah. You see what the motherfucking McDonald's did over there? They kicked out all the black folks out the McDonald's, said they couldn't come in there, and then later came with an apology. Like, no, you can't do shit like that. It don't work like that.
Infinite Love said they yeah, all is well, all is still well, and he said they set in public transit buses on fire in his city.
Yeah, they doing a couple things, a couple places, man.
Yo,
Like
in Philly,
in
they set the
Cleveland, they
cars on
set up
fire.
two. Yep,
I mean
yep.
the
They
um the
did that in
police
Cleveland too.
cars, the police cars.
Yep, yep. They did that in Cleveland too, and I'm all with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, I just uploaded my video. I said everything I had to say on there, but I'm all with it. But if you going out there as a group, there's a couple of things to remember. If you're going out to protest, you got my respect, first of all. It ain't I'm not a marchy nigga. I've said this a million times. I'm an action man. But if you're going out to march, always remember that there are agents and spies inside that protest with you.
Oh
dress
yeah.
just like you.
Look at their
So
ears.
keep that in mind. Watch for the motherfuckers that are trying to set shit off.
They be like, hey,
Watch for the motherfuckers that are trying to evoke violence. And while you're out there, talk to everybody. This is the time to protest and show unification where you can't be unified if all you're doing is posting it on Instagram and Facebook and you're
mm-hmm.
holding your phone up, just want to be seen out there. No, this is supposed to be for unity. So if you're not out there talking and mingling with each other, and I mean really talking and mingling, not just repeating the same goddamn chants over and over. No, talk to each other. Realize there are spies amongst you. Realize that there are people who are going to try to start drama. And if you're going to go out there with that intention, make sure that the people that are out there with you are under the same impression. Because once you get shit popping, or anywhere, once you get shit popping, if the rest of the motherfuckers ain't on board and don't know shit about it, y'all gonna get shut down easily.
Yo,
So
King
make
Alex,
sure you're going out there for the proper reasons and make sure everybody's under the same accord. Give
you
us
want to
up.
see an agent? An agent, I say, was just exposed. He was out
Yeah.
there aiming at people with a bow and arrow. Now, say that's not
And
going to
got his
incite.
ass beat.
Say that ain't going to incite no violence. Like, I got the
Oh
video
no,
right
he
here.
felt every piece of that violence.
I'm about to pull it up for people to watch. Because then he went on the news and said that he
Mm-hmm.
was hanging out of his car saying all lives matter. And then
Uh-huh.
people
Did you
reached
get hurt
into
on
his
your
car
forehead?
Because I yelled out my window, cops.
Did somebody hit you with something?
Yes,
I'm
two
playing it
black
right now.
African Americans. They beat me
Alright,
through
go
my
ahead.
open window that I yelled out, all lives matter. Get this motherfucker, man! Fuck him up!
No goddamn no, fuck that.
Yeah, I know.
Cause essentially what he would have got if he would accomplished what he wanted to accomplish, that would have led to something so much bigger
Yes, it would have.
and worse. So he got exactly what he needed. He did exactly what he needed to do at that moment to get what he needed done. And that's
Yep.
to get the ass whooping. I learned a lesson, motherfucker. You needed to learn that. But that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at on the
Like,
internet,
who
you
he
really can't
aiming
trust
at?
everything. He aiming at anybody, my
Who
G.
he aiming at for real? Like any
He wanted
weapon.
to incite that.
Somebody could have had
Mm-hmm.
a knife and been saying that. Nobody trying to attack
Mm-hmm.
you. Nobody was coming for you. Like,
But a lot of the agents that are being broadcast and caught are white people. All of them have been white. This is what's going on. You listen, it is what it is. You don't have to like it. But the couple of agents or a couple of drama starters that have been pointed out and exposed have been white folks in the middle of a protest about a black man dying by the hands of a white man.
and it's all
So these are
mind
definitely
manipulation.
agents. It's emotional manipulation, it's
Mm-hmm.
mind manipulation.
Like they was probably
And
set up for
I
all of
get it.
this. They was set up for all of this
Yeah,
before it even happened.
they've been had this. Yeah, they've been doing this for years.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't new. This is really not new. It's
And
just that we get to see it. That's all. That's all.
yep, and even with this, like they've been setting up. They know some people gonna react like this. Some people gonna react like this. So they've been setting up, boiling up all those emotions. So then when the stage and the lights at center stage is like, all right, now this is
It's
what we
on.
knew y'all was going to do.
Yeah,
People's
it's
gonna be
on.
inciting people, and people was gonna go and do this, and then y'all gonna clash, have different opinions going on, and not agree. Cause they're gonna say, "Oh, don't loot. We agree with y'all, but I'm not with the looting, or I'm not with the setting things on fire." And then there's other people saying, "Well, y'all not out
I'm
here.
with
Y'all
all
not
of that
feeling like
shit.
how we feel. This is bound to happen.
Yeah,
Like
this
you
was
knew it
gonna be
was
bound
bound
to
to
happen.
happen. Like,
The
and this
moment,
is all
the
going
moment
on."
that the moment that the people dropped their nut and stood up against fuck shit, it was destined to go down. You can't get away with fuck shit forever. You just can't.
Yep. Blue
So
Bottle
anybody who
said,
wants to judge the protesters, hey, if you ain't out there, shut up. If you ain't trying to make a change where you at, shut up.
mm-hmm.
Like, period. Period. I'm not a protester, so I'm not going to defend the points or act as if I'm a protester. But I respect what they're doing because I know the point of a protest, right? I'm proud that they're doing that. But at the same time, just be careful, motherfuckers, because it's going down. And if you want to play neutral, you're still part of the problem.
Yep.
You gotta pick a side and drop your nuts on that side. If you with the fuckery, go to the fuckery side. I'll respect you more for being who you are. If you with the if you don't like the bullshit going on and you jump over to that side, I'm with you too. I respect you too.
All sides is bound to come out.
It's gonna happen.
Yep.
You hit it right on the head. When the spotlight is on, you can't hide from that.
Blue Bottles Bunny Farm, she said all life matters, but you can't yell at people who feel angry and oppressed. What if we look at
All
George
lives
Floyd
don't
as
matter until Black Lives Matter. Period.
mm-hmm.
And that's real. Period.
And she said, what if we look at George Floyd as a human and the cop as an animal? It's about authoritarian control. I agree black people are disappropriately targeted by cops.
The cops are a gang.
Yeah,
It's a gang.
it's
That was
big,
that
it's
was
a
a
cult.
hit. If you look at it, yeah, it's a
Look at the
gang. It's a literal
symbolism and
gang, my nigga.
everything.
The Klan has been infiltrated the police system. That's a fact of life. That's not King just being a dickhead. No, that's a fact. So it makes sense it makes sense when you see what's going on. And nobody's I hate motherfuckers that say, well, they don't only kill black people. Shut the fuck up.
They killing everybody, but they targeting black people
We
too.
ain't playing them little
Mm-hmm.
games, nigga. We not doing that. So respect to the people that are protesting. No,
Yo,
it's a volatile situation in the world, and we kind of gotta just play it by ear at this point because you never know what's gonna happen next. I
nope.
know COVID disappeared though.
Yo, before we get on
Damn,
that
King, why
subject,
you gotta say that?
before we get on that subject, I got a meme for you. It's
Yes, sir.
it's of a depiction of Jesus and
Okay.
him flipping over the tables.
Oh hell.
So that everybody can get in the picture. No, where's it at? Look at it. It say
Hold on,
destruction
where'd
of
it go?
property is not a valid form of protest, and then it say Jesus and him flipping over the tables.
uh, what would Jesus do, huh? He out here fucking shit up. Hey, nigga, get the new Nikes. Get the new Nikes. Hurry up.
Oh, it's
God
funny.
damn.
I'm just saying everything gonna happen. The
No,
people
not
that's
like
gonna sit
Dr.
back and
King.
talk.
No, not him. Blue Bottom Bunny Farm said we need a leader like Dr. King. Hell no, we don't. That's the problem.
Oh, just marching and not really
He
taking
he
action and
you gotta
stuff.
remember,
Hmm.
Dr. Martin Luther King was for white folks, and he wanted acceptance from white folks. That's what he wanted. He wanted his people to be accepted by white folks. We all learned this in history. We know why he protested, and we know why he marched. He wanted what was it called? Desegregation. He wanted everybody to kick it,
Yep.
right?
It was a situation
And what
like
was his last
Professor X
words?
and
What was
Magneto.
his last words? What was Martin Luther King's
I'm not
one
sure.
of his famous last quotes? I fear I led my people into a burning building.
Whew.
Why? Because he understood this ain't going to work until black folks get their shit together and white folks get their shit together. We can't coincide. But now we're forced together, so motherfuckers is gonna be cool later on in life. Years later, I'm cool with white folks and yada 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 yada, and everybody's with everybody. But that's still a situation. That's still a problem because we have two separate types of cultures. We come from two different type of backgrounds. We just do. So we have to know ourselves in order to be able to commingle with other motherfuckers. We need leaders like Dr. Khalid Muhammad. We need leaders like Malcolm X.
Hmm.
That's the type of motherfuckers we need.
Yep.
Because we let too much bullshit go on because we want to be cool with everybody. No, we need to get our shit together. It is what it is. And
Yo.
then we can coincide. See, we're not saying no, we can't kick it with nobody else. We didn't say that. We're just saying we have to get our shit together. White people got to get their shit together. They got to get their shit together. And then niggas over there got to get their shit
We
together
all gotta
so that we can,
understand ourselves.
in order to coincide with others. It's just a fact. Lions know how lions get down and they know how they operate against tigers and shit. You know what I'm saying? You just got to know your culture. You got to know your people. You got to know yourself. That whole desegregation fucked us over. We need to be said we should have stayed segregated, got to know ourselves and our culture of people, and then try to, mingle amongst us. Right now we're in a big mesh pot, so it's hard to it's confusing to just be able to spot out a motherfucker that is with you and against you because there's just so many people in one melting pot together now. Agents. Agents can just walk in because everybody's accepted and everywhere. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Good job, mama. Yeah, they're
Where's
in
the
there playing.
unifying voice in the black community? This movement needs you leadership. We are well. We ain't
Look,
claiming no
see,
leadership, but we a voice right here. We a
see,
voice
y'all
right
really
here.
should watch my latest upload. I answered that question in there too.
What you
Even
say?
if we had leadership, and I'm not saying we don't have a leader or
Mm-hmm.
leaders in the black community, even if we did, it'd be stupid for us to expose them to the world. Because what do y'all do? And I'm talking to the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all do to our black leaders? Y'all kill them. So at this point, it would be stupid for us to point out who our leader is, becoming the target again.
We'll see.
What happened to Martin Luther King? Somebody tell me, please, anybody.
Bang bang.
What happened to Malcolm X?
Bang bang bang.
Oh my gosh. What happened to Khalid Muhammad?
Chick clack.
Oh my God. So it would be stupid for us to expose our leaders if we did have them. But I don't think the collective black community understands that. The collective, not a couple. So to answer your question, Blue Bottle, I'm not telling nobody, even if I knew. Straight up, straight up, straight up.
Just no, I'm glad we got video diaries.
Straight up. And we here as a community at the Thai universe over here, this is the community.
We live forever though.
So this is what we need, little families, little villages like this. And we need to come together. But it's gonna be it's a volatile situation right now, so that's more people are playing on emotions, if anything. So we gotta, discipline ourselves emotionally and mentally. It starts mentally though, I would say, for everybody.
I agree with that. I agree.
Hey.
What's up, Blue Bottom?
Hey, how are you?
Hey
I'm
now, hey
listening.
now.
This is a very touchy subject, and it's very difficult because people are so emotional over this issue, and rightly so. This is terrible things have been happening. I feel like it has been designed to anger people
Absolutely.
into
Absolutely.
rioting and protesting. I feel like there's an agenda being fulfilled here.
Oh yeah, there's some. I
Yeah,
agree. I
because they'll
agree.
get everybody rioting, then they'll bring in the National Guard.
Martial
We'll have
law.
soldiers on the street, and then what's left of our freedom will be gone. And I don't think people realize they're being played. They're
Mm-hmm.
being played by our government, our leaders, our this
Yep.
whole thing with George Floyd. It doesn't even matter if it was a real or staged event. That doesn't even matter. The
Yeah, we're
official
past that.
the official narrative is that that man was murdered on the street, and every
Yeah.
single one of us were traumatized by watching that film. And while they did that, they also, I'm getting hot now, I'm getting hot. When they did that, they also inundated us with several viral videos of people
You
behaving in
know
racist
that.
ways, and they want us to fight with each other. We are the psychedelic community, okay?
Yeah.
We are the people who are supposed to have a higher consciousness. We know we are
Mm-hmm.
more than these bodies we were born in. I cannot help being a white woman. I can't help that. You can't help being a black man. We are so
Mm-hmm.
much more than our bodies and our skin color. And if we could just realize that we all need to eat, we all need to drink, we all need to love on somebody, we all want to be free. Nobody wants to be overworked. Nobody deserves to be beaten. And I know it's a trigger, and I'm so sorry if I trigger anybody by saying my life matters too, and I'm not black.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Sure
that shouldn't
does.
trigger anybody with any kind of common sense. That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. I feel like I don't care what color you are, you should feel like your life matters. It
Mm-hmm.
does.
Yeah,
The more everybody feels like they life matter, the more we can get along with everybody else. A lot of insecurities is going along, and people just manipulating them, and they don't even know.
It's,
that's
it's
so
a cold
right.
game.
They don't realize they're being played.
No, they
Mm-hmm.
can't because there's so many things keeping them under that trance. So many distractions, you forget who you are throughout all those distractions, and you become whatever is being pumped out to you.
Yep. Like how things are
It's a
shared on
it's a
Facebook.
mind game.
Yes, it is.
How things
Yes,
shared on Facebook and how fast videos get around. Things on Facebook already make people in their normal life like ruin their day or like do something
Yep.
extravagant with their day they wouldn't usually do. So now when it's on a bigger scale, everybody watching the same videos and stuff like that, it's like just you could just plant the seeds now and just watch it grow.
exactly. There's so
Hmm.
many seeds have been planted. When that Karen woman was making those false claims about that man who asked her to put her dog on a leash,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh, that made so many people mad. That is
Yeah.
so such a horrible thing to do to a person. And she lost her job over it, and her life will never be the same.
Nope.
No, it'll never be the same, and it shouldn't be. What she did, that was just awful.
Mhm. I
And
Now,
did see the video.
that's the shit that's been going on for so many years. Do you
oh,
know
I know it.
Emmett Till died because of shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Emmett
mm.
Till died just for looking supposedly at a white woman. So none of this shit is new to black people. None of this is new. But as a collective, a lot of us have been traumatized over years of having to go through these type things. So when shit like Mr. Floyd happens, and that's nothing
That's
new.
what trauma
Trayvon
look
Martin,
like.
Sandra Bland, it happens so much.
I grew up in
Mm-hmm.
an extremely racist household. Extremely racist. I learned how to not be racist by being raised by racist parents. It I never understood why I couldn't have my friend Maria come over to spend the night. You know, I didn't understand. She was black. I could have any other friend over, but not her. Her daddy was a doctor. Her mother was a lawyer. She was a ballet dancer. They were good, professional people, upstanding in the community, college educated, good people. There was no reason she was a great influence on me, and I really liked her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was in the second grade, they just started putting letting black kids come to my school. It was all white, and they started busing in three or four in every grade, and there were three black people in the school class: Cynthia, LaShawn, and Jeffrey. And
Jeffrey.
yep, and I was friends with all three of them except for Jeffrey because he used to throw rocks at me, but I think it's because he liked me.
Usually.
We walked home together, kind of the same way. I think he liked me. but but I remember telling my parents when I was a little bitty girl, they would get upset because I sat next to LaShawn, and she and I were great friends. We ate lunch together every day. We played on the playground. It was just always never in me to be the way my parents were, and I couldn't understand why they were like that. And I've gone against it ever since. Ever since.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing you
You
was exposed to it so that you know what I was thinking, so you know what kind of thoughts could arise up and like what to actually think about them.
Yeah, even a little child can see that is wrong. It was unfair. And I don't know.
Hello?
Yeah, it happens. I can hear you, King.
I dropped all the way out.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. I thought you was listening.
But no, go ahead. I said what I had to say. Even if you didn't hear it, I said it. I guess
But
somebody
no,
else some time to talk.
that's why we talk about psychedelics and stuff too, and just even if you don't do a psychedelic, get what a psychedelic mind would have to say about these kind of situations, because the
Yes,
unity
sir.
don't really exist out there in the field, like the know-how to actually do these kind of things to come together. It's like it's a lost relic or something. We forgot how to learn and be with each other.
And
Yeah.
ask questions and ask
Yeah.
questions. Ask somebody, what is it like? How do you perceive it? Ask somebody of a different race how they perceive things, and then shut up and
Hmm.
listen.
That's it.
You
Like a
know, and I
movie.
see things differently, and I appreciate it when somebody asks me, and I tell them, and they go, "Well, Susan, that's just not exactly right." You know,
Mm,
what you're thinking isn't right, and here's why. And then maybe I can see, you know, but
mm, mm.
to come and do violence against me, or for me to go out and do violence against someone else, you're not learning anything. You're just reinforcing your old fucked up ideas.
Yep. It's like
I
fighting against
say
your spouse.
only beat up the racist people. If y'all want to fight, motherfuckers, and I'm talking to whoever can hear me and understand what I'm saying. If you feel like rioting, fight the fuckers that are doing all the fuck shit. Beat
Yeah,
their ass. Like the dude who pulled out the bow and arrow out the car and then wanted to place blame on everybody else. He deserved that ass whooping. That was an ass whooping well deserved. So beat their ass. Beat those motherfuckers. Because all they're gonna do is cause what's the word? Division and
Yeah, there's going to
confusion
be
amongst the people.
provocateurs, spies,
Agent
fucking people,
provocateurs, exactly.
yes, indeed.
Beat
people
their ass.
coming,
That way, every
people.
black eye, you know that was an agent. You just walking past niggas with black eyes. There go another one and another one. Beat their ass. What's up, Exile? That was Exile,
What's
wasn't it?
up? Much
What's
love.
up, fool?
Hey, much
Much
love.
love, man.
Hey, Exile, did you get that picture of that mushroom I sent you the other day?
Did you pick? I did. Did you see that app I tagged you in so you could figure out which one it was?
No, but I will go look at it in a few minutes. Do you think that was an oyster mushroom?
Looks like an oyster.
I
Oh,
should have
those are
picked it.
tasty.
I should have picked it, but they'll grow back. That's the
So
second
tasty.
time I've had them grow in that area. I grew some myself, but
Those are
they didn't
huge.
exactly look like they were enormous. Y'all put
If
that
they've
can in
got
there.
white
Hell,
spores and they've got gills and then they've got like there's certain things. So like in the app, it'll tell you how to identify it. And some apps, like you just take a picture and it'll run it again. It's like an AI. It'll run it against all the other pictures it's ever taken. But then there's like bluegill or not. It'll tell you to choose the type of gill, choose the type of hat or cap, choose the type of stem, choose the type, and then it'll run it towards the database and then tell you, oh, it could be this one or it could be this one.
okay. I always forget to look at my messages in Discord,
Mhm.
but
It's all
I
good.
don't think of it. I can use it as good as Facebook, because we can communicate with each other. But there's so many social media apps. Sometimes you just get messages get lost.
Right.
But thanks. I will download that app. I'm excited about that.
I think it's called Shroomify, like Spotify,
Mm-mm.
but Shroomify.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta find that. I gotta get that.
You
I
know?
put it in Discord.
Cool.
Yeah, Shumafar is lit. They be having the crazy ass fucking trip stories and shit. Niggas took like an ounce of penis envies.
Let's go.
What up? What
Hey,
up,
let's
yo?
go.
My G, my G.
Let's go.
Come on with y'all.
Talking
Chopping it
about the
up
news
at the
in the
Thai
world.
universe.
Yep, yep.
That's what's up. That's what it is. Yeah, I was trying to go down to LA, but just looking pretty crazy right now.
Yeah. All over, bro. I was watching Sacramento till
Just a
2 in the
little
morning
bit.
last night.
Ooh, what's going on in Sac?
Dude, it's all over. It's all like
Wow.
La Mesa. I don't know where La Mesa is.
Uh-huh.
La Mesa, California. Is that like north or south? There's
Oh.
like 5 buildings burning last night in La Mesa.
Damn.
Bruh, hell no. Never, nope.
I was pulling up this picture now, and was a line of The article says it's a line of white people between police black protesters at Thursday's rally. It's a dope picture.
Man, this shit is gonna get turned up right now
Yeah, what you
because
think?
the police ain't backing down, and then right now it's to the point where the people ain't backing down. I feel like it's gonna be a
I love it.
situation that was going on like China. It's gonna be a long protest. It's gonna be a very long protest and shit because the shit been going on too long, yo. It's been going
Oh
on for too
man.
long right now for people not to react. It's like you're getting bullied for all your life, and then when somebody smack you in the face with a hammer and shit, you can't get mad. You've been picking at this person for their whole life, their whole existence on this planet. You
Straight
know,
up.
so
Literally
Straight
the
up.
whole existence. Yeah, I
As
was
soon
bringing up stuff
as
that's
soon as we
happening.
start fucking with white people and Arab, nigga, we fucked up everything. We start having to go by their rules. They came with jails and crimes. We didn't know shit like that. We didn't have any explanations for shit like that until we had to bump heads. And once we did, like Esco said, this been going on since then.
yeah, man.
For real.
You know
We
what I
didn't
heard
have
about the lies
jail.
though of how everybody nobody never used to tell lies like that. And then they came and started breaking like, oh, we're not gonna beef, we ain't gonna war. Everybody come through to sign the treaty. Then they lied to everybody. Leave
Dead
out
ass.
guns, capture everybody.
Oh, yep.
So it's like, what the fuck?
They had the motherfucker, I think it's the Act of 1871. They had this shit where if you wasn't, and I'm not trying to take it to religion, but it's still on topic. If you wasn't a Christian, they'd take your land. And when I say they, I'm talking white folks who take black land. They had
Oh,
this thing called just war just war declaration. And what this was they would come to the land and like literally right before they attacked you, they'd come up and give you this paper and say, yeah, your land is being donated to Spain. So we've had to deal with this once again for a very, very long time. It's supposed to come to a head. I agree with Esco. You can't hit a motherfucking in trip when he come back with one. That's what's going on.
Sure.
That's just what's going on. Keep your mind straight. Keep your emotions right, or you gonna fall right into the fuck shit.
No, that's real.
yep. I know somebody that's from the Congo, and where he grew up at, he had to move off his land, and his dad had to convert to Christianity so that they wouldn't lose their stuff and so that they can go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And this was just about 30 years ago. Well, no, like 40
Yeah.
years ago.
The act the act of 1871, I believe, was predominant all the way
1871.
up until 2007. So it just recently got corrected to a degree, but it still has its loopholes. But it just got corrected, 2007.
Damn. And you think about
So
this?
anybody who doesn't understand this situation, understand that that was just one incident where they couldn't take the land from indigenous people. 2007. That's recent. Mm-hmm. It's in the book I wrote for the family. Anybody who got the book, y'all see it.
That shit crazy, man.
Yeah, this is a lot of shit going into this. A lot of shit is going into this.
Like I was telling my girl yesterday, I was like, I'm going today, but she was like, no, don't go, and I'm like, but the whole thing is like, I can't sit there and comment from fucking make posts on Instagram or Facebook and then not actually do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit, you don't
I
understand
understand
how
that.
buns this shit make me feel just being at home right now,
That's
yo.
why I had to go live.
No, see, that's the emotional game. That's the emotional game. Check it out, Esco. You don't have to if you're a protester type of person, absolutely you're gonna feel that way. But if you know that you can make a change individually, you can still make those connections and change. Because it doesn't take a protest to make a change. The protest is just a declaration of the people have had enough. If you've already reached that point, you can get boots on the ground yourself and go talk to motherfuckers, go, handle whatever, however you see fit. So don't fall into that. That's a mental and emotional fuck. It got you feeling like I ain't doing nothing. No, nigga. because you can do anything at any time.
That's true.
You feel me? You don't
That's
have
true.
to, but if once again, if you feel the necessity in protest, I understand how you would feel that.
For me, you know what it is?
What's going on?
Sure.
Ever since I was 17 and I started dealing with the boys, especially in New York and being harassed by them, and it's like, nah, y'all niggas ain't getting away like this, yo.
That pushback feeling.
You know?
Yeah, y'all niggas ain't get. You don't understand how much times I've been hurt by the boys in my life, bro.
Oh, I'm with you, G. I fight police, so I'm with you.
Been hurt by these niggas, like
I
straight
got
up
scars
hurt.
and shit. Yeah.
Like, nah, I can't. I ain't with that shit no more. I'm not gonna lie. If I was
Absolutely.
there yesterday, bro, I would have not even say nothing.
My mom and them was in
Well, P
Philly.
gang. Oh, go ahead.
My mom and them was in Philly. They said they was on their way downtown on the city bike just to see what was happening. But then they said they stopped halfway and went to a barbecue. I said, y'all choose food over anything.
There you go. No, there you go.
Uh-huh.
Because that's just what I was about to tell Esco again. Check it out. You could do all the shit a protest would do by yourself. You can go make connections because the point of a protest is to show that you're unified to some degree. So go unify with some motherfuckers on your own.
True.
Go make that change. Go run into, some good white folks, if you will, or good Asians or something, and really make connections. Because that's the power play.
Nah, that's
That's
real.
the power play. Coming together with motherfuckers.
That's exactly what they don't want.
Yeah.
But
That's
the funny
exactly
thing
why all
is,
this is happening. This is, well,
So you could protest and show that you're unified, or you can actually go unify with motherfuckers.
well, there's
that's
all
what I've
types.
been unifying with people already.
Right. Yeah, there's different ways.
Friends with every race.
Absolutely.
When
I like
go
how
up
you
top,
broke it down, King Oz, with the Lao Tzu and the Art of War, and stating the rules of the engagement. So most people aren't really aware about those kind of things, and they will get lost without
That's right.
some type of guidance, within this. So I appreciate you, giving your knowledge on this.
That's
There's
what
going
I
to
was
be people.
talking about.
There's doctors, there's warriors, there's leaders, there's
Mhm.
transport, there's in all types of life, supply chain, there's
That's right.
gardeners. I mean, life is not going to stop, like
Not at all.
Yep.
everything that we still value and think is beneficial still needs to happen. Like it just needs to happen in a different way. We still need police showing up to my door if somebody's breaking in my house, right? I still need fire department.
Yep.
I like TVs right now. It's not like the best thing to be doing, but I like some of the things that we have. So how do we move forward? That's my question. Like I live in Arizona. I'm not in Minneapolis. I'm not in California or New York.
Right.
I'm up here in
how
the
do we
mountains.
move forward?
But yeah, moving forward, having conversations like this, knowing that we can still come, it's other sides of it, it's other thoughts on the other side, and that everybody is okay with what they doing, not to beat yourself up, but know that we can still play other roles in life as well, and keep leveling up.
Talk to him,
So we
Ty.
can be on level of the wizards that's playing these spells and stuff on us in the first place. And
well, right. I wanted to bring up how Barack Obama gave the eulogy at the Grand Wizard Senator Robert Byrd funeral. So there's probably levels to the game which we're not privy to.
Yep.
Getting there. Obama, Obama, he always was on some trash. We just seen a black president got giddy as fuck.
You seen that shit? He ordered 60,000 hot dogs from freaking Chicago.
I couldn't even hear you. It was kind of windy.
I was looking at some shit, and he was talking about Obama ordered $60,000 worth of hot dogs from Chicago. Right? But
but check this out. Yep, go ahead.
You know what talk that is, though, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's that fucking.
What is a hot dog?
What, kids?
And taco. Or not taco, but pizza.
Oh.
Hot dogs. And you gotta look at the shapes. And pizza. Obama ain't shit.
That nigga's
ain't never been shit.
Come on, son.
Hey, that's my black president. That's our first. No, it's not. You're already mistaken. Black
That's a
president.
fucking
No, it's not.
demon. That's a disgusting demon. That's what that is.
Yep. Absolutely agree. Absolutely. And people love this nigga. Oh, they love this nigga. This basketball playing motherfucker him.
I saw bricks being dropped off, pallets of bricks being dropped off on the side.
I'm glad you
There's
brought that
video
up.
on that.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
There's all types of different nationalities that
Hey, nigga, y'all
wouldn't
need some weapons?
respond.
Here.
Yeah, that would just go and vandalize something and then just take off.
But bro, it's the same thing that they did back in the day in Chicago and shit. They used to drop crates of freaking customized guns and shit. Like Call of Duty
for real,
guns that,
for real. Yeah.
that niggas will have to go and literally get customized. That guns didn't come like that. And niggas will just go find crates in alleys. Crates of guns in alleys and shit.
This goes back when they've been dropping drugs and guns off in the community. They've been doing this. So when you got incite some shit like this, what makes you think they ain't about to come through with some bricks? And that's being like lightweight. Like Esco said, they could have brought choppers if they wanted to.
That's
and just left them like, nigga, go pick them up. Shoot the cops. Yeah. Protest, motherfucker. And then when you see the videos being pointed out, like I said earlier in the stream, majority of these motherfuckers that are inciting violence is white folks. Majority of them are white folks.
I'm glad you said they can just drop off choppers, because that brings up a point. What are we doing against somebody who's been dropped off choppers?
Nothing.
That's true, but at the same time, you're gonna need hands to bust some choppers and shit. So even if they got 1 million choppers and shit, we come through with a million knives. It's a different story for them.
Right.
Well,
right.
this isn't. I think it's just an old thing. So it's like there's
y'all gotta hit that like button.
There's probably people around that are as old as the people who are doing this kind of thing. They just need to do something about it. You know, it's like I saw LL Cool J's Instagram, and there's a lot of people who have clout and status that are speaking out, but there's a lot that aren't.
Yeah, but they ain't doing shit though at the same time. Like in my opinion, speaking out and saying shit is different from like you actually on the floor with the people and shit. It. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga Tank said, he was like, yo, a lot of these people are doing it from the comfort of their jacuzzi, their $300 car or $300,000 cars, they fucking penthouses and shit, while the normal people is out there, blood on their face, dirt on their face, niggas is screaming, doing whatever. So it's like, yo, unless these niggas is out there on the ground doing it, it don't even matter, yo. Because you could post something so many times, but if you ain't really physically out there smacking niggas, it's like, what does it matter?
I'm showing a video right now where I'm sliding through it. It's called The Stage by Avenged Sevenfold. And it's about the history of man and the point that we came to. And they've shown the Romans locking up and burning people, and us discovering fire, and and then people signing up for a stage to come and watch all of this. And they like, yo, ha ha ha, like, wow, this is what's going on. And then burning the witches. I'm at that point right now. And then they started the wars and stuff like that, and started making nuclear bombs.
That's wild.
And then they started showing more wars that's happening, and just the people sitting there watching on the stage, and then people just more wars. Like, we always in this state of war. And then he said, "Don't you know this is all assimilation? Don't you?" Like he says that in the background. And then all the people that was watching the show, they turn into puppets too. And then it's strings on top of them. This video just came to mind when you said watch the strings. I love this video. And then those people that's watching is being pulled by the senators. They got Hillary Clinton. They got I don't know politician names. I guess that's George Bush. I'm just gonna say George Bush. And Kim Jong-un, and all of them pulling the strings of all the people watching the show. And then above them, you see the Reaper. And then he pushes the button, and then they reset time all over again. Oh, life.
Yeah, it's heavy down here, man. It's dense.
Yes, it is.
I find balance with my breath. I try to analyze things too much and find reason with all these things, and sometimes you can get definitely lost with it. But the balance comes through like your heartbeat, your breath, your choice. What do you value? What is important to you? Why do you think those things are important?
Yes, and stick to it. Stick to your
Yeah,
guns.
go to the source.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Christ gave 2 commandments, and you can take the whole Bible and boil it down to 2 sentences. Love God above all things, which just means love goodness, and love your neighbor as yourself. That's all you have to do is treat people the way you want to be treated and
Yep.
love goodness, have a heart for goodness, and the rest of the stuff can be worked out. And if everybody adhered to those rules, we wouldn't have a problem.
And that
We
that was a
wouldn't.
key phrase too, where you said treat each other like we want to treat ourselves. That's why we here
Yes.
tying, cause we trying to learn how to treat ourselves. everything adding up.
You know, things have changed a lot. You know, just watching in my lifetime from growing up in the racist South to I've got a black granddaughter. You know, if my father were alive now, he would never get it. But we can get it, you know? People are people, love is love. If we can just realize that everybody wants to be loved, everybody wants security, everybody wants safety, everybody wants a fair shake, you know, everybody wants to be treated with dignity and
Everybody want a
respect.
piece of the pie.
Yeah, everybody wants a piece of the pie. Nobody wants to go
And
hungry.
learn how to make
Nobody
our own
wants to have to
pies.
do without.
So we can then
That's
give
what
to
I'm.
other people and multiply all the pies.
Yeah, a tree doesn't grow for itself. I think I think it's wise to know that you'll might plant trees that you never sit under.
Mm-hmm. That sound like my daughter. The you just brought me back to a scenario with my daughter because she wanted to plant a tree, and I said I don't really know if I want to plant a tree if we're not going to be here for too long. Then we're going to move, and then I'm not going to be able to see it. But now you bring it up, I'm like, yeah, it wants to be there.
Sometimes with being able to analyze things, you're able to see another side of it, right? You first thought about one thing, but then after further thought, you're like, oh, maybe it's not like that.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta keep traveling down the train and not jump off so early. At the
Right?
first
Because we always
fascination.
like, this is the answer. This is the answer. I have the answer is 42. The answer is everybody do this. The answer is this. Like constantly searching.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just shut the fuck up for a minute.
That's what happens. That's why culture is getting remixed so much now, so that we can learn what's going on. Like with Bunny Farm, what you were saying about how your family is mixed, and now how it's mixed up, and how before it wasn't really like that, and now people gotta come face certain things that's actually existing in their face, and some people getting really upset about it, and some people is trying to see the brighter side of things, and then go with that brighter side, even if it's some things that's still gonna be eggy or janky with it. It's like, all right, let's still go over here. Like, we see this option at least. Let's choose it. Let's choose this fork in reality.
Exactly. You know, one thing I also have in my family is my brother is a cop and my brother in law is a fireman. And it is so unpleasant to listen to them talk when we get together at Christmas, because they talk about the public, the civilians, like we're dogs. And I'm like, hey, I'm I'm a civilian. I'm not a cop. I'm not a firefighter. I'm not a first responder. I'm the public you are talking about. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's extremely offensive to listen to the two of them. I love my brother. I don't like what he does. You know, I think it was a stupid career decision, but hey, he that's his thing.
Yeah, everything
So
gotta exist.
yeah, I worry about his safety,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, I would too.
I worry about something happening to him and him going on a call, and you know, let me tell you, thugs come in every color of the rainbow.
For sure.
There are there are useless white rednecks that are just not good people.
Mm-hmm. It's just under different names.
Yeah, you know, it's your behavior.
Yeah.
It's your behavior. It's your that shows what your character is. You know, I've been arrested and stuff for like weed and shit like that. You know, no violent crimes, but if that wasn't against the law, I wouldn't have been arrested. It's something that the law never should have been there in the first place, because it was just ignorant.
Mm-hmm. It
You
was
know?
put there when there was a lot of ignorant people around that wasn't paying attention to the laws, or that people was putting laws in place that was actually going to govern them and their generations.
Yes, like these draconian drug laws. They're just like right now, it's still not legal where I am. And Alabama will be the last state in the union. If it ever becomes federally legal, Alabama will fight that. We are must be the most conservative state in the union. And sometimes it's really hard living
What state you said?
around that mindset.
Alabama.
Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used to read about those in the history books.
Yeah, see, we've got our own racial history here.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we've got our own history. I used to work downtown. I worked for the city, and Kelly Ingram Park was my area. I had a black area downtown. It was the historic black district. Was my area to keep
Set it up.
beautiful, and that was where the civil rights movement was. We have the Civil Rights Museum. That's where they brought the dogs in, the fire hoses back in the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own fucked up history here.
Yeah. That's where all the pictures was mostly taken that
Yeah,
was in the books with the
but
fire
it's
hydrants and the dogs and stuff.
yeah, but it's slowly changing over generations. My children's generation is going to be even less racial than my generation, and like my parents' generation. They were so racist, and it's just you know people evolve and change. It's slowly changing, but I don't think it's changing fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
If the thought of my granddaughter growing up and being targeted um because of her skin color makes me sick.
Yeah.
Just the thought of that just makes me sick. I would be so angry.
That's real, yo. That's some real
Mm-hmm.
shit right there.
Well, that's why as long as she's put in positions where she can like be creative and excel, she'll be all right.
Oh, this girl's gonna
Cause
watch.
then
She's
she'll be
gonna be
accepted.
rich when she grows up. Her mom and daddy got the biggest. They own 5 businesses between the two of them. She's gonna be fine. She's already working, and she's 4 years old.
Awesome.
She's a model for a clothing company, and her mother's a photographer. So, um,
Bang, called it.
yeah,
I know my people.
yeah, I'm proud of her. I
Mm-hmm.
can't help it. I'm very proud of her. She's so beautiful. So cute.
But yeah, that's what we need right now. Just a lot of encouragement and actual information on ways to like excel in this life, like ways that people got to where they was at, or and then see how we can remix it with what we know and stuff like that.
Yeah, builders gonna build, bro.
Mhm.
Haters
Who was
gonna hate. Builders gonna build.
somebody was talking about the art of war, and that's what I mean when I was talking about leadership earlier. If we could all like get read a book and get on the same page, you know, uh, there's just got to be some clear, defined rules of what we're asking for in these riots and stuff. Even though I'm not going to go down there, I'm not leaving my house. It's my choice.
Yeah, you don't
But
got to.
yeah, but the people who choose to do that, they got to get some cohesion and some real demand.
Mhm.
You know, like it needs to be about all of the officers going to jail. It, that was not enough for one officer to be arrested. Not enough. If that had been 4 or 6 citizens, everybody would have been arrested. But because they're cops, not everybody was arrested. And that double standard cannot stand.
Mhm. Like at first, remember they just set them off and just fired them. That's how all this started. They said we're just gonna leave
Just
them off real quick.
just
That's
seems a
some
little
cult stuff. Mhm.
that was like they knew that was going to piss people off. We've been cooped up in our houses for months, and then they pull something like this. They knew what they were doing. Whoever is
Uh,
orchestrating this knew exactly what they were doing.
1 second, Blue Bottle. Piano Kid. I hope all is well. I hope all is well, man. He say checking in from the ER. Peace and love.
Much love,
Hope
piano.
you get
Yeah,
safe,
much
bro.
love, bro. Be safe, bro. You got
Word,
strong
much
will.
love, man.
Oh, I want to know what happened to Piano Key. Is he okay?
Yeah. You won't ask though.
Yeah, I will.
But yeah. What was you saying though?
I forgot.
Uh,
I was on soapbox.
Yeah, the people need they need change. They need like something to happen. They need to get something out of this.
yeah.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Something.
What does that look like?
Okay. Remember, uh,
Okay,
Martin.
let's start on. I'll do the easy one. Police reform to where we have we know, because like if you're gonna go hire a bodyguard, you do a background check on them, and you know this person's in and out that's guarding you. So we should know that about our own people who are guarding us,
Excellent.
protecting and serving.
It should be public
Excellent.
information.
Yeah, but they're their own gang, bro. They protect themselves.
Uh, I think a
Yeah.
lot of this double standard stuff should change. Maybe in a society where we're all looking out for each other, we don't need as much of a police presence.
Well, that's true.
But
But, at the
but
same time, it's like it does need balance because regardless, you're gonna have the dickheads. Like the one guy that the lady was like, well, she said something about why do you have guns or why are you shooting at people? And he said, "Shut up, bitch." And
yeah,
he just started
yeah, he
shooting
was
at
he was
people like that. They
he
need
was
to
antsy. He was ready. He was
You see, he looked like a Call
trigger
of Duty
hungry.
character, following with the gun and shit.
I was looking it
This
up.
is what this system breeds, though, bro. Either that or it's just natural. There's those type of people on all sides. People just ready to go.
Yeah, I was looking it up. It said I've been looking up the history of the police force, so like the first police thing, and they said it'll be easy to think that the police officer figure who has existed since the beginning of civilization. That's the idea on display in the proclamation from JFK on the dedication of the week, May 15th, as National Police Week, in which he noted that law enforcement officers had
Good
been
day.
protecting Americans since the nation's birth. In fact, the U.S. police force is a relatively modern invention sparked by changing notions of public order, driven in turn by economics and politics. According to Gary Potter, a crime historian at Eastern University. Policing in colonial America had been very informal, based on a for-profit, privately funded system that employed people part-time. Towns also commonly relied on a night watch in which volunteers signed up for a certain day and time, mostly to look out for fellow colonists engaging in prostitution or gambling. But that system wasn't very efficient because the watchmen often slept and drank while on duty. So they was like, "Oh, we need to add some more order." And there were people who were put on watch duty as a form of punishment. Night watch officers were supervised by constables, but they wasn't exactly a highly sought after job either. Early policemen didn't want to wear badges because these guys had bad reputations to begin with, and they didn't want to be identified as people that other people didn't like, says Porter. When local localities tried compulsory services, if you were rich enough, you paid someone to do it for you. Ironically, a criminal or a community thug. Oh, it's a whole lot going on. That's wild.
Another thing that needs to change is prison reform. There's,
For profit.
yes, from elementary school to prison is what they train people
This
up
is
for.
this is our whole system, though. This is our whole systems, and this is what people are tired of against. But if it's written into the whole system, okay, so I still like kind of doing the things that I want like doing, and I like people still. So some of these things still need to happen, but it does need to change, right? Like it's not sustainable, obviously. So how do we move forward? We need to think about these things and actually start doing these things if there's any uh, any thought of future action. Like the 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step, and it's just like Ty was saying. Like sometimes you got to learn to be able to teach. You got to learn what's around you. Like shit, I don't know half the shit that I need to know, to make the journey in life.
Nah, but it's getting there.
And I ain't gonna do this by myself. I haven't gotten this far by myself. This body is a gift from my parents. Like the air I breathe came from a plant.
Yeah, but all this life is given to us.
No man is an island.
No, and it is really hard to try to live an island life too. You know,
A lot of people
it's
try.
hard. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
I
There's not a
try.
whole lot out there for me, keep to myself. Uh, and they're making it where, it just makes me want to isolate even more. I don't want to go downtown Birmingham anymore. I used to have a business downtown, you know, but I don't want to go down there. I don't want to like, I don't want to get involved in the violence, you know.
And just hold a sign. But no, I say
Well,
I
I'm going to
want if
live
I
my
want to
life by
protest, I'm gonna be
example. That's
strapped,
how I'm going to change.
just
I'm
in
going to live
case.
my life in love and as an example.
Uh-huh. But yeah,
And try to avoid trouble.
but that's what. Yep. And that's what keeps the world going round. And Astro Wave, which you said you well said the tools of civilization need to be used for the things in civilization they are best at. And you well then Astro Wave, you said only way we're moving forward is if these riots continue. People don't respect anything but action. And then you always said some tools just need to be put away and just kept from rusting. Yeah, that the everything that's happening, once it's happening, is the reasons that it's happening is is already there. Like once something erupts, you can't just plug up the volcano real fast and say this not going to erupt today. Like it's going to be some towns that probably get destroyed that come in an inch of getting destroyed, but new land
And
is
it's
going to
still
be
going.
created. Yeah, and it's still going. Like the Hawaii thing still erupting, I think, a volcano, but it's creating new land land in the process, making it more fertile. And but it's gonna take. It's a long process, and it's real fiery. It's burning. Nobody want to go near it. Nobody really want to touch it. But it's happening. He said you can't hear me on Piano Cake. He said he had a freak accident, but he cool. So
Good.
he lucky that we can laugh together right now. He
Yeah.
said he's sure we'll be able to laugh together one day.
I'm going to pop out and pop back in a few minutes. I got to change devices.
Okay.
Alright.
Yo, I'm looking at this footage right now, and this shit is crazy.
What's going
Yeah,
on?
bro.
The world is burning right. Well, America is burning right now, fam.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can find a video.
Oh my god, yo, look at this shit. But Blaxican posted it in True Life Discord in the general.
All right, I'm gonna check
at
it out.
8:30 this morning. Check that shit out. I'm like, god damn. That's right in LA by friggin' Fairfax and shit by
There was at least probably 100 cops firing on protesters until 2 in the morning when I went to bed in Sacramento.
God damn. Oh my god. See, these cops deserve their ass beat right now. Fuck all of that shit. At the end of the day, my honest opinion, the business isn't sure whatnot. They just came into the friggin' neighborhood, store whatever they can and shit. So regardless of what they Gucci, even if they lose, whatever they lose and shit, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, fucking shit is wild, bro.
Oh, they added black and white to make it
But think about it, like what else? Other than this, like what else could be done?
Only thing that can be done is things that has to be done. Us talking about it, putting ideas and putting action into it. The riots going on, everybody, every voice need to be heard. Every action need to be felt.
It's
like in a trip, like we reaching a peak.
In my opinion, the police they deal with civilians with the heavy hand whenever they feel like shit is getting too crazy. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's the same thing, vice versa. We need to deal with them with a heavy hand. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the right? It's like the same shit I was telling my peoples. I was like, yo, with the George Floyd homie, I was like, yo, that could have been any one of us. So it's like you got to wait till that's somebody that you know or somebody that's very close for you to try to make a difference and shit. Uh-huh. It's like, nah, in some other reality, that could have been me. That could have been you. You know what I'm saying? It's some parallel reality to us and shit. So at the end of the day, it's like,
was us in a parallel reality. It is us. That is us.
Exactly. Nah, that's real. Because me personally, I feel like each of us as an individual, we get to experience. I feel like everybody gets a slice of the cake, and we get to experience every character in this reality.
Yeah, bro.
So even for example, like just I got to be me and I got to be exiled.
Yeah.
You know, like everything vice versa. But at the same time,
Freaky
I feel like
Friday.
I still. Huh?
I said the movie Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan switch places with her mom.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that shit.
I got a monarch butterfly in front of me right now.
Damn.
They only have a specific trail, and there's only so many of them on Earth.
That's dope. But y'all don't feel nothing in the air though, like the energy's changed, like.
Bro.
I am not changing energy.
There's a certain amount of people who just aren't gonna live keep repeating the same chapter on the same book.
Hmm.
You got to start a new book. And sometimes you don't know how to start a new book. You just gotta burn down what you know what I'm saying, the forest, for some of the pine trees, you know, need a specific type of temperature to release the seed.
Yeah.
You know, there's in a birth canal, there's a lot of pain and frustration and blood and anguish going on until there's life emerging.
True.
So in any kind of situation where there's a birth, there's gonna be pain.
That's
Unimaginable pain.
real.
I made a choice long ago to not live a certain way and to live a certain way.
Hmm.
And that was just a personal choice. I can't make choices for other people. I can live a certain way and hope people live like that.
That's true.
To make a choice for somebody else is being a fascist or a totalitarian, and
Nah, that's
tell
real.
somebody that you got to do a certain way. But when we have a certain societal system that that touches everybody's lives, I think a certain standard should be applied to that system.
Hmm. See what you're saying.
I don't think you're ever gonna stamp out free will, somebody's right to choose. But in a society, you should have the most good actors you can to mitigate the bad actors. Unfortunately, in this system we were born into, we don't know who the actors necessarily are.
But you see, that's the thing with experience. With experience, you could use your experience, and then you could, see red flags, and then you're able to weed out what's what from what.
For sure, patterns, for sure,
Yeah. I
independent
feel like
correlations.
if you pay attention to your experiences and you pay attention to these things that happen within your life, it always comes right back around in a different way, shape, or form. You know?
Yep, for you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I don't know, man. This shit it's confusing. It's emotional. It's crazy.
It is. It's a lot of art that's gonna be formed out of this. And
Oh,
that's what
hell
I'm
yeah.
doing now. Like with Exile, in terms of what you were saying, and influence and stuff. Every word and everything that I put out, I see it as an art piece. Like, and people get what they get when they look at the art. Some people look at it for hours, and some people just look at this one, and then this one, and this one, and that one. But it's out there.
Damn, that's real. The
But
way I
yeah,
look at this shit, man.
a lot of art gonna be formed too, like out of this, like, cause a lot of emotions is being built up, and people that don't just readily act on it by going out and protesting and stuff, they probably painting away, writing some poems, some songs.
What's
It's a
this
new
making me
era.
do is try to sustain life, like, community or a life for myself. You know what I'm saying? As far as like a compound for me and my family and shit. So would I have to face these or deal with these outside situations? You know what I'm saying? You would have to be engulfed in these outside scenarios and shit. It's like I feel like being here, just living in like the city and shit, you know what I'm saying? You're automatically a part of it. But if you was off the grid, not even off the grid, if you just had your own shit and you was sustainable, or your own food, you have your own land, and this is that and the third. A lot of this shit really wouldn't bother you like that, because you're literally in your own world. But when you're right there in the situation, it's like you can't escape it.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I say everybody gotta. I want everybody to come to the channel. I'm glad you came on to talk.
But
Cause
good looks, yo.
everything is going on. Everything. I moved out of Philadelphia. I'm in the mountains now, but my family is still in the city. That's why I brought up my mom and them.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah,
And I had
Philly's.
some bros that was on skateboards. They was taking some pictures downtown next to the fires and everything.
Well, you were seeing everything on the gram and Facebook, right?
Yeah, I seen everything on Facebook. Only way
Yeah, I
to
was
avoid
on.
it is if I turned it off.
Yeah, I was on the gram. I seen everything I seen on Instagram. Well, Facebook is like family members and people that's just chilling, bro. Instagram was lit, bro. Lit.
It's something funny to put out there. It was these people that looted the Planet Fitness and started working out
Oh yeah, I
on the
seen that shit.
machines.
I seen that shit, yo. I seen that shit. That shit is crazy, but I don't
No,
know, man. Freaking, we gonna see what's happening unfold for the next couple of days because remember this did happen in China when this was going on in China. Everybody on social media was like, "Yo, this shit need to come over here." You know what I'm saying? And now the shit is finally here. It's like, let's see what takes place.
Yep.
You know?
And China, we're gonna see because China got the. You see how they started fighting back? They got more communism and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But you see, I feel like it, man. It's you see if the energy gets shifted the right way, you know what I'm saying, like how it's supposed to. Like for example, there was one picture that I seen last night, right? Oh, this was on Facebook. They had the two white guys. They was like, yeah, business owners are protecting their businesses, and they had the two business owners with the two guns and whatnot.
yeah,
But what they didn't show you was the other picture when it was the two white guys with the two black guys, and they were protecting all the businesses and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They was doing this shit together. It wasn't just the white guys alone and whatnot. Media tried portraying, and you know what I'm saying, putting that little separation and shit. So I feel like if everybody diverse their energy and everybody works together, we could definitely get what we want and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be everybody together. We can't be fighting against each other. It's like we have
that's
to be
right.
against the
We all in one
government,
house
the oppressors.
called
Yeah,
Earth.
exactly.
One house
Literally.
called Earth.
You know, so I look at it. I don't look at other races as the problem. I look at the oppressors as the problem. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because I got a lot of friends from different type of races and never had a problem. But the only problems that I faced is with the freaking police, the government. Times I never did nothing. Like for example, the first time I ever got locked up, I got locked up for smoking weed, and mind you, I never hit a J in my life.
Wow,
Right?
you was just about to, you were just had it on you.
Nah, bro. So what happened was I went to a club with one boy and two girls and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The police came in. They took, it was like basically a little raid and whatnot. So they came in, they took everybody ID. They thought I was my homeboy and my homeboy was me. So I didn't say anything because, you know, he had a warrant or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to say something when I get to the precinct. So when I get to the precinct, he's asking me, he's like, what's my name? Da, 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 da. And I give him my information. And he looks, he's like, oh shit, this is not the person. So he says somebody, informant, see me smoking weed. And mind you, bro, I never smoked a day in my life at that point.
Try to get you.
Just so he wouldn't have to leave, just so he wouldn't let me go from the precinct, this nigga made something up. And mind you, his breath was kicking with liquor, bro. He was drunk as shit. I'm like, God damn, like, look how fucked up this shit is, bro. I never got locked up a day in my life. And just because the first shit you put on my record is some shit that you completely made up, fuck out of here, yo.
Yo,
You ever
bro, I
seen
got a
those
sim.
videos of drunk cops getting pulled over by other cops?
Oh,
No.
yeah, them shits is crazy.
Wow.
They gave them like 40 chances, like 50
Yeah.
chances.
Yep.
Like, bro, I know you can make it home.
Nah, this shit is wild, bro. So this is why I'll be like, yo, you know, and that's just one out of like 25 situations, bro. And mind you, in all of these, I was never guilty in not one of them. These were just like
Mhm.
police officers being dickheads, trying to, you know what I'm saying, ride out with their big
I
egos and whatnot.
understand.
So for them, the shit that's happening, they get their head
Mhm.
bust open right now. I don't see a problem
I had a
because at the
similar
end they
story.
did it, they would have did it to me with no weapons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just walking down the street, like you said.
Yeah, son.
Literally. That happened to me when I first went to go visit my dad in Philadelphia. I mean, New Jersey, and it was
Oh
somebody.
my God.
It was somebody.
Yeah, Jersey's wild.
I was with a It was the first time I met this group of people. I was with my stepbro or his girlfriend's son, and one of them was graffitiing on all the signs, and then the cop came, and then they had a car come by, and the guy said point. It was a white guy pointed out the window and said it was him that did it, and they pointed to
Oh
me,
shit.
and they took me down and everything, and my dad had to come and pick me up, and I was like, it wasn't even me.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be the fuck shit, man.
But yeah, that's life.
That-
That's life. But yeah,
Yeah,
love
but
it.
you know,
You-
one time is
Mhm.
cool, but when that shit keep happening over and like, imagine if that shit happens like every other week, every other month now.
Yeah.
This shit is just consistently happening now. You see what I'm saying? Your energy will be completely different towards it, yo. You know, I faced that shit since I was like 16 to 28.
Mhm.
When I got to Cali, knock a wood, police ain't harass me for shit. You know, but in New York, it'd be like, niggas swear I was like a serial killer or something with no record.
Good thing you got out of that.
Uh,
Yeah, good
Yeah,
thing your
man.
story got you out of there.
Oh, yeah, man.
Cause I know I was in Philly, so New York not that far away.
Yeah, man. No, trust me, I know about
Mhm.
Philly, man. Philly's wild. Philly
Hey,
is
guys.
wild.
Yeah. Uel has said
Can
the
y'all hear me?
greatest love of all is happening to me. I think it's a song. It's said I found
Yeah,
the
it's Whitney
greatest
Houston,
love
bro.
of all. Where's it from?
Whitney Houston, greatest love of all. Exile was saying that he had made the decision to be a better person, and I broke in the song in the chat,
Oh,
and me and Yo have
I
just
know
gone
that
back
was
and
you,
forth.
Piano. Hey.
Hey, brother, what's going on, everybody?
What up, fam?
Just smiles and frowns, man. Balance. There's balance to this world. This is a minor setback for a major come up. We all gonna be okay.
But you Gucci though, everything is alright with you, right?
I'll find out whenever they get in here, but I'm sure I'll be okay.
All right, man. Blessings with you, my G.
Yeah,
Appreciate
blessings.
it, brother. Appreciate that. Big
No
fucking
doubt, man.
But it's good to hear y'all voices, man. It's good to just tap in and connect with y'all. You well. Thank you for the positive energy. Thank you all y'all for positive energy and just talk having this outlet.
No
Uh-huh.
doubt.
I just want my throat's a little messed up with what I'm going through right now, but I just had to tap in and say what's up to everybody.
Yeah,
But I
no
will be in the
stress.
chat.
But
All
yeah,
right, y'all. But
thanks, bro. Thanks for making history.
anytime, man. We got a long way to go, but we're making history for sure. Like, and it's crazy. It's like the nurse that seen me here at the ER, she was in here and she was like, I'm a nurse, but we practice like she has a lady that works on her and her son for their stomach issues, like Reiki, and we started talking about energy,
Yeah, bro.
Western
Dang.
medicine versus Eastern medicine. It's crazy the synchronicities here. Like,
You
no
set
matter
that
what's gonna
up.
happen here. Yeah,
Yeah,
There's
bro.
usually a Reiki practitioner in all the hospitals now.
I didn't even know that. That's crazy. But
You
it's
stepped
good
it
to
up.
just see so many other people openly talking about this, like, and we're just keeping the wheels going, keeping the wheels moving for this movement that we're part of.
Facts.
We're gonna be flying soon. We ain't gonna have wheels.
Speaking of that, I had a dream about flying the other day, yo. Crazy as shit. I was talking about it in on True Show the other day, but I remember I kept like going up and down, like dipping and then going back up, dipping, like dropping it, but I couldn't control it. And I'm there like, yo, I'm gonna get this shit. I'm gonna get this shit, but I couldn't.
How are you going up?
Like, I don't know, bro. I was just like I was like just flying, bro, regular flying. Like,
Yeah, but
I
you
can't
said
even
you
explain
couldn't
it.
control it, but you're going up and down, right?
So it was like, all right, it wasn't like right now I'm walking, right? And I could bust a left if I want, and I bust a right. So it was like how it was going was I wasn't, damn, how can I explain it? So it was like, let's say I wanted to go up, it was like I had to take like 5 steps that I didn't want to take to go up. Then I go. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like right now I'm walking, I could bust a left, I could bust a right. But in that situation, it's like I gotta go make 5 steps extra, then bust a left or then bust a right. That type of shit. So it was like I could do it, but I couldn't do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even know if y'all can understand, but it was like I had control, but I didn't have control. Like
I know
if
what
you
you
see
mean,
me
bro.
flying, it would have looked like a fucking remote control plane that like literally lost control and it was just going up and down and shit.
I'm looking at a clip now. I looked up Goten learns to fly from Dragon Ball Z. Because I remember
Oh
he kept
shit.
on going up and down and he had fell, just like you said.
Damn.
And
Damn.
Videl wanted to learn how to fly.
There was another situation. This was what 2011. I had this dream, but it was I started flying, and I was like, it wasn't a pretty ass valley, mad flowers and shit, and then the sun was there, skies was clear. I could feel the sun on my face, and as I'm flying, I could feel the breeze, feeling like on my ears and hitting on my face and whatnot. And then it got down later on to the nighttime. When it got to the night, it was like a whole bunch of houses and everything. Like basically the whole city was fire. But I found like a group of people, like 10 people and whatnot, a whole bunch of different people I never seen in my life, mixed different races. And I went down and we just all started talking like da 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 da, like what's going on and shit. But nobody was surprised that I could fly. And it seemed like all of this shit happened like whatever, basically something happened and then like niggas got their powers and shit. And after like the scenario, like the world is burning, a few of us linked up together and shit. Shit is crazy. But I was like,
I only had one, like 2, 3 dreams that I can remember like that. And it was people practicing like magic powers. It was like a magic school, and it was people in their groups all like making things levitate and doing all whatever it was that they group was into. And then I was there. I don't remember what I was really doing, but I know I was able to practice some things as well.
Yeah, that's dope.
I'm down.
I hope this power shit really does kick off in some point. Like, fuck. Think about this shit. If let's say if the things from the Bible started happening, all this other extra shit too. You get fucking visitors, Bible shit. Think about it. Like, we'll just be there just to take the shit and not have, a way to balance it out.
Nah.
Or
there's constantly balancing going on.
I'm just thinking, like, if some crazy shit happens, like, fucking, yeah, like, something has to give. Like, you can't just have, like, because they say what, scorpion horsemen, or some shit like that, or whatever, the way they explain the shit. A whole bunch of them is going to come through and, like, try to fuck everybody up and sting everybody to death or some shit. So, think about it. It's like, you get a situation like that, and niggas is just going to be able to stand there. And there's not going to be no balance. Just like fighting a giant with no weapon, unless you are a giant. You get what I'm saying? Like, everything in this world, it has a, like, for example, let's say if a synthetic virus or something, I don't know, a synthetic disease comes out, there's a, what up?
Hey.
My bad. I'm back. Go ahead. Tapping in.
No doubt. But yeah, like a synthetic disease comes through. There's always a natural way, freaking, that's gonna fight that shit. You see what I'm saying? There's a natural way to kill it, even if the shit is synthetic. So it's like, regardless of what, the universe still balances out, the reality and shit.
Where there's a will, there's a way. I always remember that's what Goku said when Frieza was about to destroy him. He was like, "How are you still alive?"
I'm about to check that out because I never watched Dragon Ball.
Oh, you never did?
Oh man!
So you didn't get my references.
Nah, like, here's the funny thing. I know who Goku is. I know who is, but at the
hey, bro, let's go.
Things. What up?
No.
Dragon Ball Z is about Superman, pretty much. This nigga Goku just be whooping ass. You gotta watch it though, because it's turned up for real. It's a lot of Kundalini type shit.
Okay, I started that shit a time ago. Like, I forgot what happened. I got like 3 episodes in, and I couldn't even tell you.
Yo, you
Josh
well said.
said, he said you didn't get my references.
Because I showed the video to the crowd, showing Goten flying and everything. You'll get it when you get there. When I get down, as they used
Shit.
to say in
Nah,
the
I get it
preacher.
though. I
You'll
get it.
fuck with it though.
Yeah, I know you
Hey,
do.
another
You
crazy
well said
tidbit, guys. Can y'all hear
Michael
me okay?
Jackson. Yeah, we can hear you.
I just wanted to tap in with something else. My nurse that put the IV in my arm, she was putting the IV in my arm. She had a jellyfish tattoo. We started chatting about the jellyfish,
Oh
and
shit.
we were talking. Yeah, we were talking about Audible accounts too, or Audible books. 'Cause I ended up in here like trying to do some research and development for the work that you guys are aware that I'm doing, and she was just like, keep doing what you're doing, and check this book out on Audible called 10% Happier. No, it's called the 10. Hold on, I'll tell you on one.
Hmm.
But then I was telling her about this book on Audible that I've been reading about, multiple books in Audible that talk about the jellyfish and the octopus and how their DNA and RNA is unique to this planet, like, or not, like, yeah, unique to this planet. Like, their stuff is totally different. But the book she's recommended to me, she was like, no, you need to keep doing what you're doing. It's called The 10X Rule
The 10X
by
rule.
Grant. Yeah. So she's just telling me to, says the only difference between success and failure. So this is, like I said, this is a minor L when I'm in the emergency room, but success is the ultimate outcome no matter what.
I see
You're
it
gonna
right
be all
now
right.
on Audible. I had looked it up.
I'm gonna check it out, but everything is good though, guys. I hope y'all are having a good Sunday and everything is gonna be all right.
Every
But it's
little
just
thing.
it's gonna be all right.
Da, da, da,
Yeah,
da, da, da,
it's just crazy like how all these synchronicities happen. I'm even in here with my healing crystal too. Um, it's just wild, you know. Ah, hey King guys, how are things with you, my dude? You still there, King guys?
Oh yeah. I'm sitting here cleaning up with my son. Everything all right. Getting my
Yeah,
second flush together. Bitch
that's
came
what's
out
up.
pretty nice.
I haven't had my first one yet, but I'm gonna whenever I get out of here, that's on my list of things to do, man.
Shit, I
I
thought
gotta
I
get.
fucked it up.
da.
I did. Yeah, I'll talk about it more later, but
Hmm.
Right,
I
right.
have messed it up, but I've also had a little successes as well. That's what life is sometimes.
That's it.
It's a balance to it all.
How you holding up?
Uh, I'm straight. I'd be better once they let me know if I'm gonna be. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I'm getting
Right,
surgery or
right.
not, but whenever they come back in here, I'll know something and get
Mhm.
back to my life. Get back to trying to help and heal people.
Yep.
Come on, boy.
Keep this
Again,
movement going.
I'm
I'm
glad to
definitely
hear
looking to
you
more
here.
Reiki stuff and get
Hmm.
back to Kundalini yoga too.
Especially since you tapped in. It's just gonna be.
Keanu, I would teach you everything that I know, all the way up to master, so you can teach other people.
Yeah, it's on my list for sure. This is I'm telling y'all when I'm done with this, we're all gonna laugh about this today. Like it's on brand for 2020, but it's hilarious at the same time. Like it's tragic. I don't know. Like this is the dumbest thing that's happened in my adult life, but 2020 is the year that stupid stuff just keeps on happening, I guess. But outside of that, we gonna be okay.
Uh-huh.
Like we definitely gonna laugh about this.
And a thorn in
I
your
see
side is
Emmanuel.
usually a gift and not a problem.
That's a good point. My thorn is actually in my neck right now, though. My larynx, pretty much something went down the wrong pipe, so it's either headed to my stomach or headed to my lungs, and it's a pretty good choice. It's my pretty good chance. Hopefully, it's the stomach. We're gonna find out. I'm sitting here waiting, and they're doing radiology and toxicology tests on it, but it's all for a good cause, I guess. Like whatever, we're gonna be all right.
Yep.
What'd you learn?
Uh, I can tell you what I learned later. Can't do it now.
I heard LSD. My bad.
No,
No,
no, none of
like the
that.
dude in the discard. That's
Oh,
always what he says.
oh yeah, that's what he
Well,
says.
what'd you
Yeah,
learn?
what did you learn? Yeah, nothing yet. It's just to be a little more cautious and take my time with things. I was just excited because I felt like it was innovation happening. Like, because my creative side and my problem solving skills are just have been next level lately. And I made this small hiccup that literally has become a hiccup in my throat that I'm trying to get removed. But it's everything is good though. Like
Yeah.
as soon as
Just
I'm
a
out of here, I'll
scientist at
definitely
work.
chat more. Yes, sir. I'm going to save my voice until I know I'm good, but I'll tap in with y'all in a little bit.
All right, bro. Do your thing.
No doubt.
All right. Yeah, Astroway, I don't know if you dipped out, but that's what we was on. We was talking about ways that um to deal with cops pressing us and things like that.
How would you handle it?
How would I handle it?
Yeah, what would be one of your solutions?
What I'm doing now.
Yep.
I'm doing the best I can right now.
Hey, have y'all
Hey now,
imagined
hey now.
what you would have done? Oh, the wind's blowing. Sorry, guys. What you would have done if you had been there when the police were murdering George Floyd? Would you have jumped on the cop, kicked him in the face, knowing you could get shot? Was there something you would have said to him? Because I know what I would have said. He did not care about the man he was murdering. But I wish somebody had said, even one of his fellow cops, hey, dude, you're going to make the news. You better quit. That one sentence and just shut up and let that sink in. Maybe his own
Some
self preservation. I mean,
some cops
what
do
kind of
that.
person
Uh,
You want to
allows
I've
know?
seen times
somebody
where
to kill?
cops put the other cops in check. I've seen that happen before. Like, bro, you can't do shit like that. Another cop will intervene. I've seen that happen before.
Yeah, but
That's what you do to somebody you work with and care about. You don't let them just fuck up their whole life, fuck up your life. I would be thinking, oh shit, this is going to make the news. I don't want to be on the news. Dude, you better
Not
cool.
for this.
We're going to make the news, dude. Cool your shit. Cool your jets, man.
that's true. But you know the way I look at it, I'm be honest with you, and like, so my belief, my personal belief, is like this is a simulation, right? And this is
Okay.
not just based off of this situation, but other things in my life that happen similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, for example, one situation I felt like I was supposed to go to New York at one time. And if I went to New York at the time, I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like this person would have never died. Why? Because I would have been like in the vicinity and I would have been like right in that person's house. And this situation would have never even took place if I was there. But something else came up and it's like, damn, I really think about it. Like, anybody else who could have stopped. So you had other people who would have kicked the cops in the face, pushed them off, like whatever. But the situation didn't happen. And if it didn't happen, that this whole situation, this whole uproar right now, this whole protest would have never happened. The same shit would have been going on and going on and going on. So it's like eventually one of these situations will have to kick something off. It will have to be like the starter for it. Especially the fact that we're in 2020. It's like his death wasn't in vain. You get what I'm saying? It's really going to mean for something because especially at the time that we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like regardless of what, there was nothing that could have changed that situation.
Yep. That's the big play. That's the big play that allows me to relax about the situation, even though it's like a madness kind of relaxed. Like you got to be extremely into the how you saying balance out all of those scales to see that perspective. But that's what's like.
No, you got to be extremely violent to be peaceful. If you're not violent, then you're just harmless.
Yeah. Yep. Man, it's
Oh, that was
I
profound.
know.
That, that
I'm trying to bounce it around my head still.
I heard
you
that
have
somewhere yesterday.
to be people. Otherwise, you're just what? You're just what'd you say? Otherwise,
I think it was Jamie Foxx. I saw it on Jamie Foxx's thing. You got to be extremely violent to be peaceful. If not, you're just harmless.
that's right. Okay,
That's true.
but you know what?
That goes to answer Blue
Not
Bottom Bunny Farm's question. What you would have did if you was there? I'd have beat the shit out. Of tried to beat the shit out that cop. Any of
But
them
this,
cops.
but here's the
Because
crazy.
this is why though. This is why though. Because while he has his knee on the nigga neck, if anybody were to jump in, they would have to brace themselves for an attack, which would give him a second to get off of his neck because he has to brace himself for an attack, giving George Floyd or Mr. Floyd a moment to breathe. It wouldn't have been it'd have been a distraction to help him breathe, if anything. Talking and yelling and cussing at the cops didn't do shit, as you see in the video. He stood there and stayed on his neck. If a couple of us would have jumped in or somebody would have jumped in, they would have braced for an attack. He would have lifted off his neck just to brace for an attack, giving Mr. Floyd enough time to get a breath in it. So that's what
there
I would have did or
are
tried to
many
do.
ways this situation could have been written. It could have been written a different way, but it wasn't.
That's the thing about it. This is
Now,
why we were in the situations. The people that would have kicked the cop in the face and would have pushed them off and all this, it wouldn't. All right.
it had to
When my,
happen.
when my sister died,
Is you scared to die? If you're not scared to die, you're gonna try to help a motherfucker that's dying.
when my
Or I
sister
am,
died,
because that's my belief.
when my
Okay,
sister died, the way I looked at the shit.
Hold on, let us go. Let us go.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah,
No, it's
go
all
ahead.
good. But when my sister died, I could have I literally was supposed to be in New York at that time based on decisions that I made, but other things that I literally had no control over came across and shit happened. Right? My pops goes to my sister's crib every single day, but at that one, for some odd, strange, I don't know what the fuck was going on, but the one time in all the years he doesn't go to the house, crazy shit happens. So this is why I'm like, yo, regardless of what we would have done, could have done, that's not the way it was written. If we were in those situations, yeah, it would have been it would have happened differently, but certain things would have never came out of it. You get what I'm saying? So it's like
Totally get what you're saying. I
that would
feel
have been destined too then.
You know, that's what
I
I'm saying.
played the
So it's like
same game with myself on 9/11. Okay, when I heard the story of 19 hijackers with box cutters, I played this game in my own head. How could anybody let somebody with a box cutter take down a plane? I would have rushed them. Damn, I would fall. I would there over a box cutter. What you
Man,
gonna
if a
hug me? I'm
motherfucker
gonna
pull
get
a box cutter on me, bro, we still fighting. You tripping?
well,
We are
I
still
had a
fighting.
beat your ass. When
yo, I
I
had a whole
beat
machete
my
put
own
on me in
foot on
Miami,
you and
and that
beat
shit
your
was
ass.
nothing. Like
Nobody's taking down a
fuck out of
plane
here.
with a fucking box cutter. It's ridiculous, even to this day. But
So
see,
that's the same thing with
that's the
Mr.
way it
Floyd.
was.
It was only 4 cops, and then they're standing on a block full of people watching. Y'all had the numbers. Y'all could have got him off of him, but a lot of people are scary, fearful. They don't want to get hurt, shot, arrested. And I'm not mad at that, but you asked the question, what we would have did if we were there. I'm not afraid of no police or none of that type of shit. If I see something wrong done in front of me, I'm gonna try to do something. Period. I'm not gonna talk. I'll tell you that. I'm not gonna yell and scream and say fuck cops. I'm gonna try to fade them bitches out. That's me. If you don't get down like that, I don't expect you to get down like that.
That's facts.
Yeah.
I already had my run in. I did my 1-2s with the police. That's not nothing new. But teach its own. Just to answer Blue Bottom's question though, without trying to go too far with it, I would definitely try to beat the shit out of one of them cops or cause enough of distraction to let that brother breathe for a second.
Yeah.
The moment would have kicked in. The moment
That's
would have
it.
kicked in for me.
Does it to anybody else? Call me crazy. I don't care. I don't mean to be disrespectful. But does anybody just find this a little bit too convenient?
It
That
is
it
convenient.
just
It's that.
like
Yeah,
it
It
that's
is
what
was
we
just
talked about
written.
at the beginning of the stream.
Yep.
like do y'all like people said Sandy Hook didn't happen the way they told us it did. Could this be a staged event used to incite riots? Are they trying to start a race war?
You ask questions, you know the answer to. Why are you asking these simple
They've
questions?
been trying to start a race war.
They've been.
No,
This has already been going on. The race
but we
war
have
been
to
going on.
go
You
with
late.
that
Yep,
narrative.
like
But
you all
can I
said,
put it
synchronicity ain't
out
nothing.
there
Something.
that it may not any of it be real? Oh, of course it's not. We're in a freaking simulation. Now I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where I'm not talking that simulation shit, that philosophical shit. It's real right now. Y'all can have fun with that. That all no one all feels spin. No, I'm not with that. That's not what's going on right now. That's gonna get you left behind with that fuck shit. It's a real thing going on. And I'm not knocking anybody who wanna go philosophical with the shit, but that ain't gonna do shit for you.
It ain't
It
gonna
just
do
sounds
shit.
good at this point.
Still got to go through it, whether it
Yeah,
is or it.
exactly. So that shit don't do shit for nobody but make people feel good or intelligent. Stop that. We got to go through reality. That's what it is, man. Stop the illusion talk, because it's now you're creating the illusion to keep you from the shit. You don't
Thank
want
you.
to face it. You're scared. Stop that.
Nah, but
You're saying
regardless of what, hold on. Regardless of what reality or simulation,
Here, babe.
niggas gotta deal with this shit.
That's
So
right.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying when
Exactly.
I say so
Exactly.
when
No,
I
no,
say
I wasn't trying to knock you.
no, I know, but when I
Okay.
say
Okay.
simulation, I'm not saying like, yo, this shit is fake or this,
Yeah,
that, and
so
the third.
don't
Like,
play
for
with it.
example, I
Mm-hmm.
believe this is a simulation. If somebody, like, for example, if something happens, I'm gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna be like, oh,
That's
this is
it.
fake, or be like, whatever. It's like if we playing Call of Duty and you getting shot at by the opponents or whatever, you gotta shoot back.
Yeah.
That's
That's the whole
right.
point of the
Regardless of
game
how
is
we
to
got
play
here,
That's
back.
we are
right.
here.
fighting
Mm-hmm.
characters.
play.
Our characters have a history, they have a voice, they have programs that run off because of their experiences, and you gotta go off of that while you're here. That's all you got. Well, no,
That's a,
you know what we
See,
mean. You know what we
when you
mean.
don't play, that's where you fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Be just sitting under a rock for the rest of your life.
Oh, that shit ain't got shit to do with me, man. Just get the
possible
fuck
not.
out of here.
It's not possible to not play the game. Even as isolated as I am out here, I'm still playing. This is my strategy.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
strategy in this life, in this
Yes,
game, is
it's on
kind
you.
of lay low, do my own thing. No, that's my little strategy. Yeah, I'm armed to the teeth. If somebody
Hey,
comes up,
Beats. Mm-hmm.
they ain't gonna come far. But
Mm-hmm.
my strategy in this game, in this simulation, in this lifetime is to lay low. Other people's is to go out and be an activist. Some people like
I'm glad you
George
bringing this up.
was to die a martyr.
Everybody has a role, you know.
Everybody's got a role.
Play your
Like
role
the
and play it
walkers,
well.
the walkers ain't gonna see it like the talkers. The talkers ain't gonna see it like the warriors. The warriors ain't gonna see it like the spokesperson, speakers. Everybody has a position. You feel me?
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
But everybody with that position has to execute on their position. You can't just like bottom. You might be away from a lot of people. We're just hypothetical. I don't know where the fuck you live. But say you
Uh,
live out in the boonies somewhere with nobody around. You really can't do too much. But when you do interact with people, that's where your position, you execute on it. You feel what I'm saying? When you come around people or come to talk like you're doing now, just
Yeah.
building a
Individual
conversation, building.
governance.
Yeah. There you go. My dog.
yeah. So that's my strategy for life. My strategy for life is living sort of out in the boonies. I'm about an hour away from town. Uh,
Mhm.
but I have this experience that I'm going to experience, for
See?
my
Yeah.
70 years, my 120 years, however many I get. And at this point in time, I have I have spent years building this place, and this is my
Mm.
haven. And am still operating in the matrix. Even like you can't. You're in it. You're written in it. This is how I have written my own code into my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the writer. I'm the character. I'm the audience. I'm all the parts. Oh God, it got so deep. I didn't mean to
That's
go
how it
there.
is. And
Nah, that shit
Beats,
is
I
That's
real,
think
what
man.
you in the
happens.
team. And Beats was trying to say something too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, for me personally, I think both can kind of exist at the same time. Like be playing the game while simultaneously recognizing that a layer of yourself is outside the game. And I can find peace and still take it serious because I feel like I designed it. And I designed all the situations, the moments I
Yes.
was trying to do, and that I'm doing it for a reason. I can't remember the reason. What was there, which
Right.
struggle I
The
was
essential
on.
mystery.
Exactly. But I could still see it both ways at the same time. And when I did finally see it like that, it felt like it allowed me to control, having more power within the game. You know, that like,
Kind of like moving in the dark.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And like, it gave me more purpose than anything. I'm like, okay, I'm here for a reason. I don't know what that is, but I know that it just involves me trying to be the best, like,
Yeah, I'll be
get
right back,
it
yo. Right, right.
and just like, and then spread that energy out there. But I think both can happen.
Yep, for sure.
I liked what you said. I'm
Hmm.
here for a reason. I don't even know what that is. I can't remember what it is, but and then we just spend our whole lives trying to figure it out.
You're doing it right now.
Yeah,
We
man.
think about a reason like a total totality circumference of your whole life expectancy boiled down to a sum total added and multiplied by all the things you, no, it's a journey, right? This is the thing that we're constantly analyzing. Are we the same people we were 5 minutes ago or 5 weeks ago,
Or 5 breaths
Hmm.
ago.
5 years ago?
I don't know, man. I think each of us as an individual, we help shape this reality more than we think.
Hmm.
Each as an individual, even if like
Can you say that again? I didn't catch that.
you know what I'm saying, like each person as an individual helps shape this reality. Like so for example now, like
That's right.
let's say you're not a all right, you're just a regular person, right? You happen to be friends with a famous artist or whatnot, a famous singer, and you and the singer is having a conversation and talking and whatnot, and same night the singer makes a song, and that song turns to be a worldwide hit and whatnot. If you and that singer never had that song, would that song be possible?
No.
If y'all never had
No.
that conversation,
Nope.
would that song be possible? And you're just a
Maybe in a
normal
different
person.
reality, not in this
But not
reality.
here.
Oh
You
wait,
know?
I gotta chime in on this because this is I'm a songwriter
Uh-huh.
and I feel like these songs exist in another place and time and I wrote them and they came and but they come from it's so much like tripping songwriting is. They come from another place
Mm-hmm.
and they exist where intelligence knows them. They give them to me, the body, but I have always written it.
Mm.
It's such
I
a
get what you're
paradox.
saying.
Songwriting is
I,
such a paradox. And one thing I've learned about songwriting, because most of my songs are in the narrative style and they're stories and they're a lot of them are funny and a lot of them are very, tear jerkers. I write country music.
Hmm.
Um, they 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 come to me and from something outside of myself, which may be me on another dimension, in another time,
Yeah.
and they come, they use my experiences of my life and things that
To
I
curate a
have
song.
and they take that and they compile it down and they distill it into an idea that I get out in this little formula, which is a verse, a chorus, a verse, a chorus, and a verse. You know, three chords.
The muses.
It's just as simple a country song as you can write. And but I want to tell a story in an original way. I want to communicate an idea of like, okay, I have this song called Sophia Rising, which is about the the divinity of human nature and being your higher self. Where did that come from? It just came from things I heard other people say, and I wrote it down on my kitchen door one day. Over time, just wrote down little things I heard people say. And then I looked up at it one day and I realized that there was a song there. All I had to do was piece it together.
Bang.
I'll post it. I'll post it in you got a general?
Yeah, it's somewhere
Yeah,
in that list of 20
the general.
things.
That's a good one. It's good because it's so simple, but it's something that transcends all human
Yeah, it
um,
is. I used to
and
write music.
mm-hmm.
I used to call myself the Vipe, and I used to write songs and raps and everything. And it used to get
The
really
Vipe.
trippy. Yeah, the Vipe. It used to be
Yeah.
Viper, and then it was Vipe once I graduated high school. And I was like Viper. Oh, I got short that. Well,
Young White.
well, I used to write, and when I used to get in the booth, I used to not be able to say my words because I was like, man. And I remember it was one time I was with this white boy that was visiting the studio, and it seemed like he was like more aware of things than I was at that point in life. Because when I was reading it, I said, man, it's like I can't read my own words. It's like I wrote it, and now I'm reading it, and I'm like, who wrote this? And, and he used to be like, maybe it's something else going on, and that was all he
Yeah.
said. But I remember that voice echoing in my head, and I was like, yeah, it is something else always going on, and I've been working with that ever since. I was like, it is something.
It wasn't the right words for the song or something.
It's
I
wild.
That's
love that, man. I'm trying to
powerful,
download
baby.
it.
There's something else going on. I love that because that just sums up everything.
And you
Yeah,
all
we get
brought up
so certain on
Beyonce.
things. This is the way it is.
And
This is actual. This is reality.
You guys
I
like
want
Black
a
Album
t-shirt
writing?
that says that. This is the way it is.
Yep, it is what it is. That's the way.
All right, who
Yeah,
does
it
the
is.
t-shirt?
The
Somebody
truth
make
needs no voucher. It's gonna be what it is, regardless of what we say. It's go outside and watch it. It's gonna be what it is, regardless of what you do. You can do things in it, yeah, for sure. And there's things that happen when you start doing things. Pay attention. Take a notebook
God,
and a
it's like
handkerchief.
different circles. It's like reality surrounding a reality surrounding a reality. And to me, it's like ripples in a pond.
Yeah,
Oh, geez, Louise.
Not to mention the other ones that's going on right now outside of this reality.
yeah.
That's the one. Those are the ones that really boggle my mind and shit.
Yeah.
Experiencing those other realities that are not here. It's not this time, it's not this world, it's not, but these are going on right now as we speak.
Yeah, I
It's
that one time on mushrooms. Like, I had this rabbit in my house and I ate some mushrooms. And then the next thing I knew, the rabbit was getting on my nerves and I had to take it outside. And I did physically take the rabbit back outside and put it in its enclosure. But the whole time I was tripping, there was a reality where I didn't do it. It was like I never did it. And the rabbit was still getting on my nerves and he wasn't even there. And
damn.
then a reality where he got away. And I could see all these things on this trip. There were several different scenarios that really happened in a different way just because I waited a few minutes. But in this one, and I experienced those, even though I really did take the rabbit out and put him up.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, that shit is, what was it, last week or a couple of days ago when I'm sitting on my bed and shit, right? And I got the J in my hand and I lit the J. I lit up my blunt or whatever, and I'm on Instagram scrolling and whatnot. And the lighter fell from my lap onto the floor. And I'm looking around on my bed, I'm looking on the floor. I don't see the lighter and shit. Bright, shiny lighter and whatnot. But something hits me like, yo, go in the kitchen and look on the counter. And mind you, I ain't going to the kitchen all day. I go in the counter, the fucking lighter is on the counter in the kitchen. And the
Bang.
shit fell from my lap.
Location spell.
And I'm like, how is that possible, yo? How is that
Location
possible?
spell.
Dude,
We use magic. We can't really describe how magic works. It just happens in a synchronicity.
And the weird shit is like, it's not like it just disappeared and I didn't know where it was. It's like, no, in the kitchen.
Well,
But
any
how did
high
I know?
technology is indistinguishable from magic,
That too.
just like how we exist or how the hyperdimensional realms work. Like these are all things that are actually going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that we can talk about illusions, we can talk about different realms, but like it's going on. So we in this pattern of stuff going on, you can tell like I don't know, I lost it right there. You start building patterns, you start remembering patterns, like
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do. And the pattern you well brought up something just now, and it brought me back to a mushroom trip. He said you're a paradox and you shifted your lighter. The mind shifted, not the matter in it. And I remember I talked about this on the show. It was once I took mushrooms like 1 in the morning, and I was watching that show that Ozo recommended on Prom. Oh, I forget what it was called, but it was the girl that had the car accident, and then
Oh,
ever since,
I forgot.
you know the title?
Hold on. I'll tell you what I remember. Unbreakable.
Yeah, Unbreakable. And
I like that movie.
the girl, she had the trauma and stuff. I mean the accident, and then she was able to see her dad that existed in another dimension that was helping her deal with her like her awakening that was happening, but that was gonna come off in the world as a schizophrenia if he didn't help her with it through the non-linear times things going on. But overall, it was a moment where she was looking at something that was on the table, and her dad kept saying, "Move it." It kept saying, "Move that to the other
Yeah.
side," or something like that. And then she was like trying, like struggling, and he's like, "No, that's not how
Yeah.
you do it." And he said, "Use your mind, like shift time, so that you're in a time where the light, where we're just gonna say the lighter is right where you're at. It's like right here."
Yeah.
And then she mastered it, and I was on shroom. I was like, "Yo, yeah, that's how you
Like
do
it's already happened.
it."
Like it's
Uh-huh.
already happened. And put yourself in the mind frame, all the emotions of it actually happening. That's the way
Yeah.
athletes envision going. You put all these kind of or electrical transmitters on somebody's body, and then run them through the exercise like they're running the 100-meter dash. And if you actually put them through it, they're going to have like 80 or 90% of the same resonance in their mind, the same transmitters going off like they're actually doing this visualization. Thoth talks about that, how the pyramids were built first in the astral before they were built here. That's why we think about things. That's how everything has been
Yeah.
done, right?
Yep.
Everything is started as a thought, like somebody's.
And those
So
ideas is real.
yeah, thoughts are things. Thoughts are things, and then thoughts lead to more things, and that's a pattern, and that's like a ripple out.
And
right, and
everything is
there are
based off of energy.
overarching like hierarchies, like birds of a feather, right? You say like courage or determination or perseverance or integrity or
Honor,
honor.
that's one of
Um,
my favorites.
so these are just different aspects of a thing, right? And then, it, in my understanding, it boils down to energies that are serving others and then energies that are serving themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not just a thin line right there, right? And we were going through a thought experiment with King Oz. What if I put all the bad people on this island? I was like,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
can you come back? I mean, can if a child is born by the parents, can he go? So it's not. I don't think things are so set in stone or so. I think things are more malleable than we think they are or can speak about them to be.
Mm-hmm. We just have to always
100.
be flexible enough to think about the opposite and say it too, as much as you care about the other side.
Right.
Yeah. But I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. But I want to keep this going because I got something I want to show y'all after this. So if y'all can talk for a second.
How do we move forward? How do we move forward?
Well, the
I've got.
alcohol tell you in AA to just do the next right thing. You know, which goes back to those qualities you were talking about: justice, honor. Um, you know, maybe that's what we should be taught in school instead of some of this useless crap we're taught. You know, is they don't teach people how to be honorable or what honor is or how to like serve others. I had been feeling in a rut lately,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized that I had not been being that I had been so self-isolating that I had not been service to anybody. And I had the opportunity this weekend to be service to my daughter whose pets I fed, and I went and helped Mama and Papa all day long yesterday with they're in their 80s, and I helped them with a yard sale. And
But they love that.
when I came home, let me tell you, I felt so good. I felt like, yes, that's what I needed. And I didn't do much of anything. I mean, you know, it's necessary stuff, but just serving others. If you hadn't done something and seeked out a way to help somebody, you'll know what you're missing because it really feels good. And I forget to do it all the time. It's human nature. We forget to help others. But I just want to remind you that helping others feels good. And if you
Yeah.
want to feel good, you ought to do it.
Yep.
Just
Be nice sometimes.
Did we get here by ourselves?
Not at
oh,
all.
and it totally comes back on you in your time of need. That's a universal law. If you help other people when you get needy, somebody, it may not even be, sorry, the wind's blowing. I think we're going to have a hurricane in the Gulf like really soon, and it's already windy up here.
Oh,
Golly.
that's the earth.
I better